What's up everyone, my name is Sean and I want to welcome you to my channel and the first episode of many trekking along with the progress of my N-scale shelf switching layout, the Midland Dorchester. Before we get into anything else, I want to encourage you that if you'd like to keep tabs on the progress of what I'm doing, please subscribe to the page, like and share the videos, and also hit that little bell icon to be notified whenever I post a video. The layout will be a freelance New York Central-based railroad set in the western portion of New York and/or Pennsylvania. In addition to New York Central, I plan on running Pennsylvania locomotives as well as my own freelance railroad, the Midland Dorchester. In deciding what to name the layout, I settled on naming it after two cities where my wife and I were born. The layout itself will be set in the summer of 1964 in a busy coastal city, which itself has yet to be named. In this first episode, I just want to bring you up to speed with everything that I've done up until this point, give you an overview of what I've done and how I've done it as far as the bench work, lighting, and wiring are concerned, walk you through some of the ideas I have as far as scenery, show you the track plan, as well as some of the structures I'm working on and plan on installing on the layout. So with that, let's jump right in. The layout is constructed in three separate modular sections. One 4-foot section, a 26-inch corner section, and a 3-foot section. It is 12 inches deep and 13 inches high on the inside of the shadow box style construction. Each section is built from 3/4 inch plywood cut in a C shape with two connecting sections of 2-inch strips on the front and back. I used 3 16-inch masonite, countersunk the screws, spackled and sanded each section, and painted them in a light blue that I picked up from Home Depot. As you can see here, I started working on building up the landforms and laying cork roadbed on the 4-foot section. This will be a busy harbor with many waterfront structures and low relief background buildings. I plan on installing a power strip above the power here that controls the LEDs, so I can control everything on the layout with one on and off switch. The entire layout is sitting on top of two 1x3s that run the length of the layout, and those are screwed in and connected to L-shaped shelf brackets. On the underside of the layout, I have run an 18-gauge bus wire held in place by cable clamps, the length of the module taking up 2 terminals on a 5-strip terminal that is located on either end of each module. Each module is connected to the adjoining module with a simple jumper wire with U-shaped terminal connectors. The modules are connected together using 4 3-inch lag bolts with washers and 1/2-inch nuts, 2 up top and 2 on the bottom. The lighting I used on the layout were these hit lights LED strips I picked up from Amazon in the neutral white color, which run in the 4000 Kelvin range. Each module has 2 strips, one closer to the front and one closer to the backdrop. Each module's lighting is connected with these self-locking cable connectors I picked up off of eBay. I got 10 of them for $3 with free shipping. They are held in place by a number 4 screw. Onto the structures. The first few structures that I'm working on are Barnacle Bills and the Rod Father. Both are bar mills kits. Barnacle Bills will have an interior and lighting when it is complete. It is the Swanson's lunch stand, and the Rod Father is one of the 3 included in their shack pack. Next up is Thompson & Croteau Distillers. This is an old Foscale Models kit. When Doug first started making kits, he did at least one N-scale model that I know of, and this was it. It was named Varick Freight. A low relief structure that I intend on installing lighting and a little scene in the half-open freight door. Next is my half scratch-built, half kit-bash version of a kit that Bar Mills produced called Hank's Fuel. The little diorama is not complete yet, but it will find its home somewhere on the layout. The fuel tank is a scratch-built casting, and the decking, ladder, and supports for the tank are all scratch-built using stained stripwood. Next is Squints and Peppercorn Bag and Burlap Company. This kit is built from DPM modular parts, built into an L shape with a through freight loading door. I have detailed the roofing sections with an AC unit, a scratch-built vent, ladder, and a roof entrance. The billboard on top of the upper section was constructed with stained stripwood. The dock is detailed with box castings, paper signs, 55-gallon drums from Tichy Train Group, and pallets. And my favorite so far to eventually install on the layout is my scratch-built version of the Fine Scale Miniatures Emporium Seafood. Made of all wood construction, I used RS laser kits, scribe walls, and shake shingles, Grant Line windows and doors, and scratch-built the billboard up top with stained stripwood and styrene. The loading dock on the side of the building was built using stripwood. Each of the planks are hand-laid. The water tank was painted from a resin casting that I scratch-built. I originally installed a concrete dock on the structure, but wasn't happy with how it turned out. I plan on installing a stripwood dock at some point and adding additional details. So here's the overall view of the layout track plan. As I mentioned, it will be a switching layout with room for expansion as I finish modules. Each end will have a 2 or 3 track staging fiddle yard that will be removable with the ability to store elsewhere when I'm not running operating sessions. The 4-foot section will hold a waterfront area. The corner module will serve as a scenic transition, and the 3-foot module will hold my urban city scene. The 4-foot module will be home to the Emporium, Barnacle Bills, and the Rodfather. I plan on installing structures along the backdrop to give it a busier and more populated industrial feel. The corner module will be a scenic divide as well as the transition from the city module to the waterfront module. The 3-foot corner module will be the most populated with city structures that will be scratch-built and from manufacturers like Walthers and DPM. The dark gray pieces of track that you see will be the Walthers overpass kit with through plate girders. I plan on having structures that will be rail served on their second stories along the front of this siding. Thanks again for taking the time to check out what's going on here at the channel. As I mentioned before, like the video, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon to be notified of future updates. Feel free to share this on any social media platforms with any other modelers in the community who may want to follow along as well. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time.